Hello everyone!
Hello, Happy New Year!
I'm Tony.
And I'm Tally.
And we are the Lazy Book Lovers! Woo!
I feel like we haven't done that for so long, but it's because we haven't recorded anything.
We haven't recorded since November.
Oh gosh.
It was early November our last record.
Yeah.
Because we did 2 weekends in a row, didn't we? And we got some in the bank.
We smashed it out.
Smashed it, mate.
So
Smashed it out.
now we're in a new
Woo!
year. We have a new jingle.
Did you like it? We
We've not
haven't
heard
chosen
it
it yet. We both had homework we were supposed to have done before we turned up this week. Neither of us have done it, but this is where this relationship works.
We have done 2 hours of feelings, so.
We just did therapy with each other.
Yeah, new jingle.
New jingle, did you like
new
it?
Logo.
New
New logo.
All hangs on you, pal.
New logo.
New logo.
No, we're coming fresh in February.
Which is why we decided to give ourselves January. Mostly because life. You've been sick for like 2 bloody months. So usually we would have taken Christmas. Last year we took Christmas to get ready to go, but this Christmas you were plagued.
This is my 2nd December having COVID.
Fun.
2nd in a row. Can't wait for this December.
I got the horrible cold, but I got that out of the way early because that was the end of November, first week of December. So I got that in weeks ahead of Christmas.
Yeah, I had the horrible cold and then COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had the horrible cold and we got to go to... That was before COVID. And she had the horrible cold and we got to go to hospital for her horrible cold.
Fun times.
So everyone at my son's school, children and parents, have had the horrible cold. And one of the mums got it the week they split up from school, so like the week before Christmas, and she's still on antibiotics for it.
Yeah. Well, my manager at my work caught it from me. My bad.
There used to be a time when you would have been
morally
looked at
not feel
badly
bad, yeah,
if you took time off for a cold. And I always said people shouldn't be coming into offices with colds because everyone gets it.
See, I really struggle with that because my manager is always like, you have sick days. She was like, you can use them. She's like, why are you here? Because I jokingly was like, can you kill me, please? And she was like, or you could just go home.
And stop infecting us.
and then because I didn't actually, at the start of the day I went into work, I didn't feel that bad. I had a sore throat. I was a bit tired, but I was like, I'm fine. And then throughout the day at work, it just hit me like a battering ram. And then everyone at work was going, are you okay? Because
actually, no.
Luckily for me, which is, managers always believe me when I'm sick, because my face is so dramatic. I go grey, I go green, I look unwell.
Yeah.
Like, luckily for me, my face is so dramatic. So when I am unwell, no one's in doubt that I am unwell. Like, my lips go like I lose colour in my lips. Like, genuinely, I look like a plague victim, like a starving Victorian child. So they're all going, are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and by the end of the day I was like, no, I'm not.
I'm a bit worried I'm coming down with it again. I wouldn't have come today if I actually was sick. But because the last few days I felt really lightheaded and dizzy. But that could also just
That's
be
because you're migraines though, isn't it? And you're stressed.
God, my migraine.
Hormones are fun, guys.
I stopped taking my migraine tablets because they were making me so nauseous. And now I've got to decide whether I'd rather have...
Which one would you rather live with? It was like that when I had the pain meds for after the car crash. Because I was like, I have a choice between being in a lot of pain or also feeling like I'm underwater. Because that's how I felt. I felt like I was going up and down in a boat. And it was this way, and I was seeing stars. It did make me throw up as well. So I was like, I have a choice between those 2 options, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather just take normal paracetamol and live with the pain.
Yeah. So today we are joined.
That was good timing.
I don't know if that picked up. Today we are joined by a little girl who already had her nap whilst we were doing feelings, so she's awake now.
And we're just gonna hope you bear with us. She's a chatty baby.
Yeah, she loves to talk.
She likes to join in the conversation. Or Natalie, you'll find, will randomly talk to the baby, and I'm just gonna tell you guys when that happens, so you know she's not saying these things to me.
Well, when I do like the voice, you
Yeah.
know the talking to animals or children voice. Yeah. Apparently, our editor just cut out loads of me talking to baby last time and baby talking back.
So yeah, she's awake. This may have been
Look at her face.
She's looking right at me. She's like, yeah, I'm awake.
What
What are
happened?
you doing? I'm going to tell you about my 2022 reading wrap up. That's today's episode title. Oh!
In there.
On topic.
Stop.
Not even that many minutes. This is not the worst minutes we've done.
No, we've just done
I
a
think
bit
we've
about sickness and pain.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We got 17 minutes in once before we told them the topic, so...
Oh my gosh, yeah. New year, slightly newer.
Can I get you something?
A gum. No, I'm fine.
See, that would be the example of the kind of jokes, if I make them at work, people look worried.
You're like, kill me. Right.
There was one morning where I made several existential jokes, and one of my colleagues was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, I don't know what you mean.
I'm a millennial, no.
I'm sure, because there was something about, like, someone was saying about the date, and I was like, well, time isn't real. So
Oh, it's not.
I was like, time is a concept made up to control us.
So true.
Time was invented by people. I said all that, and there was another time of like, I can't remember what else I said, but she was just like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "This is just the inside of my brain."
Okay.
I didn't realise that was the energy I was projecting into the world. Was okay.
You're doing well.
Stable.
Oh, as stable as our economy and our government.
I told you I had a friend.
Strong and stable.
I had a friend who like described me. She was like, I'm the most stable person you know, and I was like, that's concerning
Says a
for
lot.
one. She was just like so stable and steady. I was like, you not inside my brain.
Yeah, but that is like compartmentalised.
My ping-pongy brain.
She says. The baby, not Tony. Oh, Tony just did.
I did do a bet.
Are you flashing your belly again?
I can see your little tummy.
So
I
we're
also
gonna
talked
do-
to
We are gonna share what we read in 2022.
So do we want to try and do what we did last year, which is where we rapid fire read the entire list out and try not to completely ruin it? Because then what the editor does, he puts it back together afterwards and makes it sound smooth.
Yeah, we should really pay him.
I didn't write any of the authors down. Did we do that last year? Did we say the authors of things?
That was a year ago. Time has no meaning.
Time has no meaning. It doesn't matter. We're going to do it this way
you
now.
know them and
I can't be asked. There's too many books now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do separate my list by physical reads and audiobooks. I will tell you where the break is.
Sorry.
I'll tell you guys when the break is, okay? Alright. Are we ready for this?
Serious face.
Serious face. Are you serious, baby? Yeah.
Are you serious, Black? She got the joke.
I'm always serious.
I thought it's... Are you...
Now technology's getting involved. AI's getting involved.
So that was You Know Who on my laptop. Begins with an S. I don't want to say it because it will set it off again. But the recording was like, "Are you serious, baby? Are you serious?"
Are you serious?
I thought I had her turned off.
New year, new her.
The robots are listening.
So we'll just see if she pops up again. Lols.
Between that and my Amazon device, who you speak to, name begin with the A, who has joined in our podcast before, she has currently fallen off the back of this desk 3 weeks ago, and I have yet to retrieve her.
She's gone now.
Gone now.
ADHD.
Gone forever.
ADHD
Gone.
permanence. She's gone. So, speaking of ADHD, we're going to do it. We're going to list
What are we going to do? Alright, so...
Don't interrupt. We know you
Excuse
like
me.
to chat, but don't interrupt, baby.
Okay, ready. Okay, Night Circus Witch's Blade, where the crawdads sing these violent delights, a court of thorns and roses, a court of mist and fury, a court of wings and ruin, a court of frost and starlight, a court of silver flames, a deadly education, the Atlas Six, a war of two queens, flames of Albion, until the end, the vanishing half, lady of the primordial tree, how to keep house whilst drowning, one of us is next, torn, throne of glass, crown of midnight, queen of shadows, heir of fire, empire of storms, tower of dawn, kingdom of ash, zodiac academy, the awakening, ruthless fae, the Reckoning, Shadow Princess, Cursed Fates, Fated Throne, Heartless Sky, Sorrow and Starlight, Heaven Official's Blessing, Promises and Pomegranates, Ninth House, Scarred, Love Hypothesis, Rogue Crown, Phase Mate, Phase Flight, Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, Kingdom of the Feared. That is all my physical books, it's 45, and then on to audio.
You can see the point where you got a Kindle.
Oh yeah! Okay, audio. Ready? Lyriel, The Deathbringer Trilogy, 4, Deathbringer Trilogy 5, Deathbringer Trilogy 6, Bedlam, Resurrection, Midnight, Seasons of War, Obsession, Dirty Wolf, a curvy girl in wolf shifter romance. That was a Natalie recommendation.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good.
Fabulous.
The Sandman, Crown of Gilded Bones, Six of Crows, The Bridge Kingdom, Carve the Mark, The Traitor Queen, The Inadequate Heir, A Thief in the Night, The Darkest Trilogy, Book 7, Darkest Trilogy, Book 8, Darkest Trilogy, Book 9, From Blood and Ash, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, A Court of Wings and Ruin, The Witch's Blade, The Assassin's Blade, The High Mountain Court, A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Silver Flame, Kingdom of the Wicked, Heir of Fire.
Woo! Oh wait, was that?
That's it.
Yeah.
So
Woo, clap,
77
clap, clap, clap.
is the grand total,
Well done. That's
including
so
all
good.
audios.
That's so was it?
You can hear the
47
So
physical slash
45
e-books,
physical
45.
books.
You were so close. You're going to do 50 this year.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
feel it in my bones.
Yeah, I'm determined to do 50 this year. I came so close, but I was just busy over Christmas, and I just I had this thing called a social life, very inconvenient. Yeah, a bit rude.
And now we've got an even bigger social life.
I
Which
know.
is interfering with our podcast now.
It is. And the interference listens, so.
Love you, really. Also, can we do a group chat? Because I want to get involved in your lives.
Just live vicariously.
Right. Yeah, good job. Yeah. Tell. I like how some of them you read and then listened to.
Oh, you can hear, because I try not to reread, but I buy them I use a credit on Audible to re-listen to books that I'm like, I'm not done with this. And we can call this the year of ACOTAR, really, for me.
Well, Sarah J Maas in general.
But
She became a stan. And this year, the love is going to continue because you're going to read Crescent City.
yeah,
aren't
that's
you?
coming up soon. Yeah, I think I will just, I don't know. And I know she is a person, maybe not perfect. Your books are not perfect. However, at the time that I read them, and they just really spoke to me in some way. That unexplainable, but I have big feels about them.
Yeah. Did you know that, Brianna Turner? No, Turner? Oh, no.
Turner sounds correct.
Turner, I
feel
think
like I
that's
heard that
right,
name.
yeah. She used her death to market a Court of Silver Flames. And has yet to apologise for that, even now.
Okay. Like I said, not perfect.
She's not a great person. But she can write some addictive trash. Is it?
ACOTAR is trash. Throne of Glass
Yeah,
isn't. Throne of Glass is an epic fantasy series, and it's pretty decent.
ACOTAR is addictive trash.
But I feel like I've told you this theory a few
There's
times this
nothing
year.
wrong with trash.
I think it's written that way on purpose because Throne of Glass is so different.
You'll have to see what Crescent City is like.
Yeah.
And let us know from there.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Because that's my theory, is that's on purpose. There's a few of, like, the Sarah J Maas, like, repeating phrases in Throne of Glass, but not as many. Knees aren't buckling and heads aren't whipping every other sentence.
Do you think that at the beginning of writing a series, she picks some phrases and puts them on the wall and then she's like, I need to work this in as much as possible.
She must do.
Like when she wrote out her character like profiles for actors,
heads
she
are
was
whipping,
like,
knees are buckling.
Reese is always picking lint off himself.
Purring.
Yeah.
Star-flecked darkness.
Look, we know that they're bad, but they're good, so it's fine.
I just think, because, like, Akamath, like, obviously Feyre's whole little journey where she goes from being, like, incredibly traumatised to, like, badass bitch.
And we all wish that we could work for our trauma that way.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, Nesta as well. I mean, these are just, like...
I mean, Nesta's like,
journey. Oh, love it. But, I think it's almost walking you through the stages of therapy without having to go to therapy. I just really needed that this year. I can't afford therapy. I'm not ill enough to get it on the NHS, so I'm getting it through ACOTA.
I don't know if you saw, but I shared on my Instagram stories. So this month I'm doing like a NetGalley challenge.
Yeah.
To try and read my NetGalley books, which are out of hand. And the page that I'm doing it with made some templates. And one of the templates is you put in what book you're reading and then your thoughts so far. And I put in that I was reading that book I mentioned last time we were here. And my thoughts were, this is the only therapy I can afford. And I stand by that.
Yeah. What book was it?
Oh, yeah, I have finished it.
Yeah.
So it was the new Shauna Maguire book, which comes out, is already out by the time you listen to this. It comes out on the 10th of January. Lost in the Moment and Found.
Is that the one that had the foreword that you... So last week we hung out just for friends instead of podcast.
Because we hadn't seen each other over Christmas.
I haven't seen you since November, so I was like, we need to catch up on life. And Natalie literally showed me this foreword and she was like, this is going to break my heart.
And that was the first book I read this year.
Yeah, I was like, really set the tone. And then I got a text saying, yeah.
I cried all night.
I cried a lot.
So I was I have a YouTube channel now.
Yeah, go look at it.
That. So please come check it out. If all's going well, there'll be a few episodes on I don't listen to. There's one episode at least.
We're going to manifest.
I recorded a little review of that book and I cried again whilst recording. So
yeah.
Strongly recommend.
It's like, people keep doing these TikTok audios, which are like bits from audiobooks. And so they had did you see the one I did? It's Nesta, and it's like the bit where she breaks down at the lake. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I can't fix it, I can't fix me. Like, she's like, I can't fix what I did to Freya. She's like, I'm broken, I don't deserve anything. And it's someone had clipped that whole audio with some music. And I was like, are you kidding? I was like, instant tears.
Yeah.
And that one... that's from Throne of Glass, where someone had got the section where how can I do this spoiler free? Aelin is freed from somewhere where she's been kept prisoner, and she's had a iron mask welded to her face.
Fuck a duck.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
We swear on this, it's fine. So yeah, she's been very like iron mask, very bad for her. And she's fine, like her mate has come and got her. And
mate, of course.
Yeah, and again, I'm not going to spoil who that is, so I've been deliberately vague there. Her mate has come and got her, her friends have found her, and she's, like, finally safe. And there's whole, like, 2 or 3 pages where she is just, obviously, now she's safe, she's panicking, and she's just going, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. And then...
I've heard that audio.
The audio. And then someone cut the audio from the audiobook. And, like, because there are paragraphs between her saying take it off, where, like, this character tried to do this, and this character tried to hug her and calm her down. Someone cut all that.
Clipped it all and just had the
take it off, take it off, take it off. And they'd highlighted it in the book and the video and the audio.
That must have been the one I saw, because the one I saw...
Because I duetted it, and I was like, this is heartbreaking.
Probably why, yeah. And I was like... And then... I went on to and it was someone like, if you know, you know. And I was like, I don't think she's talking about her clothes. Because everyone's saying it's heartbreaking. It's not sexy.
It's the moment they're trying to get that mask off of her.
Oh, okay.
And oh my God,
when you look at Toby,
hey, do you want to see me? When you read it, it is you are crying buckets of tears because her mate is trying to be like, it's very sad. Her mate is trying to be like really respectful of the fact she's like obviously traumatized, and her mate.
Why does Sarah J. Maas just like writing traumatized women?
But also men that deal with it respectfully and kindly.
I think she's just like trying to manifest.
Because like obviously she's.
I know. No, I'm sure there's real men that care. I'm sure. Maybe if you want to ensure you're cared for, you could date women.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're
not all women.
Manifest that for you.
I'm gonna manifest that. Be so disappointed if you're straight.
We're gonna start peer pressuring now.
It didn't work with Tony, but
It's the gay agenda.
This is the thing they keep talking about.
We start putting her in rainbows now.
Oh, I'm going to get you a little bag with your pronouns on it. Ready?
Oh my god, just to you'll find them in like supermarkets if you do that. They'll come up to you.
Anyway.
The bad people, I mean, not the good people.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah, her mate is like, she doesn't want to be touched. Like, nothing bad happened to her in that respect, but she's like, I don't want to be touched. And she was like, just totally in her own word, because she wasn't able to speak for so long. And her and another character who also wasn't able to speak because of reasons that I don't want to spoil, they started a code system of blinking to say things. And all she's doing is blinking, and he doesn't know what the blinks mean. And the other character who also can't talk, who knows what the blinks mean, can't tell him what the blinks. So she's blinking at him, and he's like not understanding, and he's like trying to figure out. And it's just.
Tony is deceased.
But someone made an audio of that, and honestly, I was literally just sobbing. I was like drinking my morning coffee before doing work. I was just sobbing, and I was like, this is not how I wanted to start my Wednesday. Like, so anyway, that's.
You had a good mixture. I especially enjoyed the part where you started reading really weird smut stuff.
You can literally see the point I hit the Kindle era.
Yeah, I can see when you joined the Discord as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bookaholics Discord.
Oh yeah, because I just posted about something else in there, but then I was like, I mentioned that you were coming over to record the podcast, and someone replied like, "You have a podcast?" And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I don't plug it enough in there, or anywhere really. I don't think.
Right, you ready to do you think she'll let you do your list?
We'll see.
All right, I believe in you. Yours is so long. We might have to take a pause.
I think this year I'm going to...
It was like last year you'd had a full 2 minutes of audio to yourself of you just reading. So let's see. I'm going to pay attention to the timestamp and see how much we get this time.
Okay, so according to Storygraph, I read 128 books, just to give you an idea of what's to come. Was I dissociating a lot?
Was she at all in reality? Pregnancy is not fun.
No. Okay, oh, hang on. You just pop on. You just sit on that nipple and be quiet. Thank you. Right.
She's not talking to me.
We
don't have that sort of friendship.
Can you just... Okay. If anyone's ever thinking about having a baby and breastfeeding, just be aware all of your friends will see your boob.
I mean, I saw them so much with the first one,
Yeah,
I'm not even caring now.
I think breastfeeding makes them not sexy anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Are you going to be quiet now, little girl? Yeah, you just licked my arm, that's it. Okay, so let's do this.
Ready? Go.
Okay, so Birthright, volumes 1 to 5. Rule of Wolves, Cannibal, volumes 1 to 2. Behind the Veil, Come Tumbling Down, The Binding, The Girl in the Corn, Rhapsodic, Skullduggery Mortal Coil, Skullduggery Deathbringer, Skullduggery... Don't move my page. Kingdom of the Wicked, Last Stand of the Dead Man, probably a bit out of order, but The Dying of the Light, Resurrection, Midnight, they're all the Skullduggeries. Chew, volume 1 to 12. A Court of Silver Flames, The Atlas Six, Teach Me, The Taking of Jake Livingston, Never Let Me Go, Skeleton Keys, The Legend of Gaptooth Jack, Skeleton Keys, The Night of the Nobody, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, Uzumaki, Frankly in Love, A Whole New World, Light from Uncommon Stars, The Tea Dragon Society, Tea Dragon Tapestry and the Tea Dragon Festival. The Secrets That She Kept. Cheer Up, Love and Pom-Poms. Book Lovers, I'm Just a Teenage Vampire. Princess Ever After. Sylvana's Trail. Peter Pan. The Spiders. Monster She Wrote. The Wind Rush Betrayal. Echoes in the Dark. Lost to the Lake. The Dragon's Bride. Family of Liars. A Study in Steam. The Library of the Unwritten. Dark and Shallow Lies. A Discovery of Witches. All Systems Red. Enchanted Forest. The Sentence. Morning Glory Milking Farm. Immoral Origins. The Shade of Night. Unbound. Gallant. When the Reckoning Comes. Drift World Atlas. The Bread the Devil Need. Sweetsberries. Freaks. Waif. Phase Mate. Shifting and Shenanigans. The Younglings. Shadows and Magic. And the Younglings. Fire and Magic. The Cruel Prince. Convenience Store Woman. Run Rabbit. Erebus. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. A Good Girl Bad Blood. As Good as Dead. Hyde. Breeding Clinic. Oh, Moon Blooded Breeding Clinic. The Skeleton Key. Sunburn. What Moves the Dead. Hunted. Fed. Lingering. Bee and Puppy Cat. The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. You Had Me at Ola. Across the Green Grass Fields. Across the Green Grass Fields. Heartstopper Volume. Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1. Zombie Makeout Club Volume 1. Our Wives Under the Sea. Witches Volume 1. A Quick and...
I think maybe let her say her piece for a second.
Are you starting to remember these now? Yeah. A Quick and Easy Guide to Asexuality. The Ballad of Black Tom. The The Mysterious Affair of Styles. Is that what it's called? Oh. Zodiac Academy, The Awakening. Riding the Headless Horseman. Lord of the Flyfest. The Totem of Terror. An Incarnation of Shadow and Light. Anatomy of Love Story, even though I knew the end. Reign of Clans and Gods. Lord of Eternal Night. Once Upon a Hillside. The Thursday Murder Club. Into the Riverlands. Marple. A Merry Little Meet Cute. And The Princess and the Prick. And I went over with 10 books that I was midway through. Not listed. They could be listed next year. There we go.
Oh my god.
I also had a few beta readings. But...
yeah, that's about... Oh, that's a lot of audio just then.
How do you feel about that, baby girl?
Do you remember some of them?
Yeah, some of them were audiobooks when we were in hospital. Do you remember that? Oh. Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, where's your cup? There
Yeah,
it is. So much happening. Coughs, vomits, trumps. There we go.
Oh, the bodily functions.
Yeah, so that was last year.
I love the varying tone of what you read. Like, Windrush Generation was like, I think in the same 2-month period as Morning Glory.
I think like that's how I'm able to read so many things at the same time because they're all very different genres.
I'll be
or
reading
tones.
3 different generic fantasies.
Yeah.
1 Kindle, 1 book, 1 audio.
I'm not sure. I mean, I do often have a couple of fantasies, but I'm not sure I could do a lot. I think I'd get mixed up between them, maybe. I don't know.
Primarily what I read these days.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not sorry. It's probably the reason I read so much last year. It's because I was like, I'm just going to read whatever the fuck I feel like reading.
So, yeah, a lot of graphic novels.
Yeah. Busy.
My
Lots of
Monster
audios.
Smut era. There we go.
I loved your Monster Smut area.
Yeah, I need to pick that back up. I have so many on my list.
It made for such good podcast material.
We're not done with it, are we, baby girl?
Oh my god, I want to read one of them, not the Centaur one though, because the whole milking thing, I can't cope with it.
Maybe try Dragon's Bride.
Yeah, I think I might, especially now I've got Kindle.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that sound good? Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, so I think my goal last year was to read 60 books and to read 1 non-fiction a month. I don't actually know. I don't think I did that. But I
yeah, I
think I
remember
read
that.
a few non-fiction.
You did? So I've got my pile of shame, which is the non-fictions I keep buying. I've now moved it to the front here so it can shame
so
me
it's looking
further.
at you.
Yeah, so it can stare at me.
I want to read How to Kill Your Family.
That's not in the self-help
fiction,
section.
though.
It is fiction.
Yeah, I was like, is it non-fiction?
I thought,
hang on a minute.
in my head when I was making that pile, I had nowhere to put that. And when I made that pile of like non-fictions, like self-help time section, I was like, I think it's really funny to put the How to Kill Your Family in this section. So that is a joke just for me.
And I love it because I just enjoyed it as well.
So I've got like a Do Nothing, which is about doing nothing and like burnout and things. I bought that last year, didn't read it.
And then burnt out.
One can argue that the current state of my face, if you could see me, means I'm a little bit burnt out and maybe I should read this book. And I've got...
Oh, you put it on your wrist. Sorry.
Baby's got a bracelet on her wrist. Cute. I've got Body Keeps the Score, which is about trauma. I feel that one's going to be a bit heavy.
Yeah.
And then I've got one to do with like... first you write a sentence, which is to do with copywriting.
I read that on your your recommendation.
Yeah, a year and a half ago I did a copywriting course, then told you about this really cool book that I also bought and then never read, that you read.
It was really good.
And I've got one, Word, Phrases and Origins. I don't remember buying it.
Probably from a course.
I think it was a charity shop find, actually.
Okay.
That was like, this is only 50p!
I'll read that in 4 years' time.
In fact, whenever I want to know the origin of a word, I just Google it. So I'm like, why did I get a book?
The thing is, I'm going to defend you here.
Okay.
Defend you to you. You've had a really stressful work year, and I'm sure when you come home and read, you just want to zone out and go to a fantasy world rather than...
Yeah. Well, work has been like... I took on some responsibilities this year.
Yeah. So it's been like... Good stress,
like good challenge.
But doesn't stop it being a stressful challenge.
But then personal life was obviously a little challenging too.
Yeah.
Because lots of things just decided to die last year.
It's not even, that's just true.
Honestly, we had, because we've been doing, my work have been doing, launching a product every quarter. And the third quarter of the year, I said to my manager, I was like, so this is the first launch we've had where nothing's died.
It's a successful launch.
And she was like, what? And I was like, just saying, since we had our first launch before Christmas.
That make people think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. I was like, so before Christmas, we lost one of our dogs, our 13-year-old lab. Which is why, if you listen to the podcasts around that era, I'm not doing too hot.
There is an allusion to something that will be mentioned in the future when we can talk about it.
So and that was one of the launches. Then we lost bunnies, we lost grandparents. And it was like every launch, just around the launch date, is like, oh, okay, something else is unwell or... So I made that joke at work and my manager was like, that's not a funny joke. And I was like, I just felt started to feel a bit cursed.
You all need to sort out your humour.
I was like, yeah.
You're funny about
that was funny. I was like...
I said it in a joking way.
I was like, these launches are cursed. Something dies every launch. That is true. Where is the lie?
Before you could say, where's the death? Like, where's my next death?
Well, will the curse strike again?
I'm ready. No, we hope that does not happen.
No. And then all this while I've been learning to drive.
R.I.P. your bank account.
Also doing still going to the gym and
You've done so well
so
maintaining
many
that.
things.
I know.
Well,
and now you have a more thing.
I have more things.
You have
the
another
interference.
Thing. Please don't bite me. How dare you?
I know. And I was like, there's a lot of things right now. My driving test is coming up. Everyone keep your collective fingers crossed.
Yeah.
By the time this comes out, I will have either passed or failed. So, future me.
Well done. On a good job, or well done on a very good job.
You tried your best.
Yeah. Good job.
Good job either way.
Well done on turning up for it.
Well done on hopefully not having a panic attack in the car.
Well done, you didn't hurt anyone. We're manifesting that.
You killed no one on your test.
That would be your new quarter and your new launch death. Oh my god, these jokes are just too good. Right.
So
What's that black book? Is that a
this?
No. In your non-fiction section, because we got a bit distracted.
That is the word phrases and origins.
Oh yeah. So what's the Bill Bryson one?
That's a
You didn't mention
Shakespeare
that, did
one.
you?
That's actually something one of my colleagues at work got me as a thank you for cat sitting.
Oh.
It's just about Shakespeare. And they bought it in the place where Shakespeare's from, which is the name I can't remember at the moment.
Avon upon Trent, is that?
Yeah, they bought it there.
Oh, even better. It also has Shakespeare essence on it. Essence of Shakespeare.
Essence of Shakespeare.
Oh my god, if we ever release a fragrance, not that we ever
What we'd have to do a range which is like the smells of like the characters in ACOTAR.
Speaking of which,
Night and whatever, or like Rowan is pine and snow.
I have a candle which I bought from an Etsy shop thanks to Lizzie's recommendation. Lizzie in our Discord recommended this small business on Etsy called Moonlit. It's a UK based business that does candles, and I got To the Stars Who Listen. And inside it's black and glittery.
Oh my god, does it sparkle when you light it?
It doesn't, I'm afraid, but it is the best smelling candle. You could smell it across my whole house, and everyone has commented on it. Even my son came in and mentioned how nice it smelled.
You know when the boys notice it.
Strongly recommend.
So, you know I've got those crackle candles, the
Yeah.
wooden wick ones.
That's a wooden wick one.
Oh yeah, but see, my one doesn't make the nice crickle crackle.
Oh.
This one, this big one here,
Yeah.
sounds, and someone thought this analogy was quite funny, and I was like, but this is how it sounds. I was like, it sounds like a fire on cocaine. It's just not a relaxing crickle crackle.
It's not the crickle crackle I was hoping for.
No, it's not like a wood fire crickle
It's
crackle.
crickle crackle at a rave.
Yeah. And they were like, the person I said it to was like, where'd you come up with this? And I was like, I want you to know this
That's
is
the description.
this is what the inside of my brain is like. I've been going to self cocaine candle. That's been playing in my head until I got it out to someone.
Cocaine candle. I was kissing the baby, by the way.
Yeah, not that sort of friendship.
I also got a wax melt burner. My mother-in-law bought it for me as a little
Yeah, we've got them. And
you're stressed present before Christmas / thank you for giving me grandchildren and for loving my son. I put in that last bit. I'm sure that's what she was secretly thinking. Anyway, she got it for me for like not for Christmas, before Christmas, just as a separate present.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. And my son's been picking the scents that we put in there. And I put one in the other day. He picked it, and it was called like crackling fireplace. And my other half was like, crackling isn't a scent. I was like, okay.
Neither is like pine and snow or frost and starlight
or
or
To the Stars Who Listen. But it smelled quite nice.
I really wanted it. I've had it in my Etsy wishlist for a while. It's one that's like books and coffee is the scent. And I want it. I want it bad.
That would be good.
Yeah, but it's like £4 and then like £3 delivery, and I'm like, I can't pay £7 for a candle.
No, well, this candle was like £14.
I know, but
It's not something I would regularly do.
Yeah, I do. So unusually for me, I tend to hoard candles because I got really into buying candles. So out of character.
How strange.
I got really into buying candles, and then I was like, okay, this needs to stop. And I've got boxes full of candles.
Well, I've seen your boxes of oils.
Yeah. Well, I've got the box full of when I got really into incense, and then it's also got the oils from when I got into having an oil burner, and now wax melts, got a bunch of wax melts, and then I've got all these candles, and I was like, okay, this needs to stop. So I haven't bought anything in a while.
No, because now you buy Etsy jewellery.
Yeah, that's the new thing. So I've moved on.
Now you buy
I have to
Sarah
wait.
J. Maas jewellery.
I have to wait for the new hyperfixation to sort of get tasty. Arguably the candles were cheaper than this jewellery, but then I buy it less frequently, so I don't know if it balances out. But yes, I've been making my way through my candle supplies. I think I've got through them all now. But it's just that wooden wick one, which is not a relaxing sound.
It was disappointing.
And also it makes me kind of dizzy.
Maybe there's something in it. Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe it's actually a front for like cocaine.
I don't know. Like, genuinely, it makes me dizzy every time I burn it. And I was like, but I need to get rid of this candle. It cost me, like, the big one. That's a £14 candle.
Maybe you should put it like in the communal area so everyone can experience it.
And to be fair, sometimes I do burn them while I'm working, and I am aware I'm less than a foot away
you're
from a
literally
burning
on top
candle.
of it,
yeah. just for the vibes.
It makes me work harder.
Being slightly dizzy.
Oh.
That wasn't a lot to talk about books, really, was it?
Well,
There's some book
excuse
flavours.
me, we listed a lot
sprinkled
of
in.
seasons.
Okay, so let's do this. We were gonna prep questions. We decided to wing it.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were going to do this.
What was your?
I was also supposed to prep them.
What was your favourite read of the year? Or like, I'm aware as book lovers we could have plurals.
Okay, I will
told you
out
mine.
a few of my favourites.
What were your standouts?
And they tend to be series
I.
books. The Atlas 6.
Oh yeah, I thought that would come.
The Atlas series. I quite enjoyed. Would I say it's a favourite? I think so. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, you were really excited about that when you read it.
Series. I really enjoyed this How You Lose the Time War. Not a series. And then I loved the start of 2 series. The Library of the Unwritten and A Discovery of Witches.
What about Skullduggery?
Yeah. I need to finish it.
Yeah, you do.
I really enjoyed Midnight. I tell you what it was, the one before Midnight, Resurrection.
Yeah, the
killed me.
audiobook narrator
I
changed.
was going, and then that just killed it.
Killed it.
I think that was April, and I've not picked up the next one in the series.
I don't think
since
you've
then.
listened to any since, because we went to a signing with Derek Landy. I don't think you've listened to any since the signing.
I haven't, no. And so Atlas 6 was like my personality for a while.
Uh-huh.
It still is, but now it's been joined by Anatomy, a Love Story.
I've seen you post about that in multiple places.
Everything, everywhere.
On the Discord, on Instagram, on TikTok, in messages.
Gave it to people as Christmas presents. And I also really love The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. So not one favourite, a bunch of favourites.
Okay. If we discuss, I think mine I would say is Avatar. Plus,
Anything
Skullduggery, if you want a singular book, that last book in the series that came out was so good until the end.
The new book that's coming out, it's like a Skullduggery
It's a prequel,
isn't it? Like
Skullduggery,
spin-off. Yeah, so exciting.
Yeah, it's got a different cover though, and I don't know how I feel about it. Different design.
I think because they want it to be a separate series.
Distinctive,
don't they?
yeah. Rude.
Yeah, I need to hurry up and finish it because I want us to do a spoiler.
Like a fully
Filled.
where we just go feral,
Yeah.
like we did for Akatar.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We will plan. I don't know if you can hear it over there. It's so loud
It's
in my ear.
spiking. Baby's blowing raspberries against her own hand on Natalie's arm.
I love you so much. Oh no, we're jumping. On Mummy's arm again. What was your most disappointing read of the year?
I mean, there's one that's not even on the list because I DNF'd it.
That'd probably be the one.
That, I remember the name of the series, but not the name of this particular book. The Isle of Scouts one, where it was like, you know, it was like Ruin and a bunch of them. That's what the names of the series, like Ruin, Sin.
Yes.
Yeah. And I couldn't even make it through the first 30 pages.
Oh.
And literally, I was a third in, and I was like, you know what, nah.
Actually, no.
Promises and Pomegranates actually was really disappointing as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Isn't that the start of a series?
It's one of those standalone series. Like that's the Persephone inspired one, I think. Hades and Persephone.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned a couple in my list.
They're not on Storygraph, they don't exist.
No, they are on Storygraph.
Yeah.
I just don't remember saying them out loud. My most
Do a
disappointing
switch so
one.
you can jiggle.
My most disappointing one is A Whole New World. So that's from the Twisted Tales series. It's the first one.
Oh, you
in that
like
series.
those?
Well, this is the first one, and it's the first one I read. I own all the series.
Yeah.
And this is the first one.
Because you were trying to get me to buy them, because you like really fell in love with them. Yeah. Oh, it's
And the first one was
disappointing.
disappointing. did not enjoy it as much. I don't know if it's just like maybe I expected it to be written for a older audience than it actually was written. So it might have been disappointing because of my expectations as opposed to the book being.
The problem with Promising Pomegranates, I didn't check it properly because I don't like forced marriage as a thing. There's like loads of tropes in it that are not my kind of thing. It's like the mafia romance as well, and
I've never read a mafia romance, but I don't think it's for me because they all include forced marriage.
Yeah, and also I just think, does the average person really know much about crime families except kind of stuff they get from movies? Is it just going to be a knockoff of
crime families really a real thing?
Yeah.
Obviously there's some, but
you know, that are notorious in the newspapers and like, I don't. So I think some of that was my own issues. And
maybe in like the 1920s, but
yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's just like the thing of like the elders will be annoyed, and I was like, the elders? It reminds me of IT Crowd. The elders of the internet. The elders of the internet know who I am.
It's called Gareth Gates because he owns a lot of gates. It's probably true now. I like that, you know, when they came back and did the like the last episode.
We're talking about IT Crowd now.
And they actually had the internet, and she went and got the box and brought it back out, and they were like, oh yeah, we never told her about that. The internet lives at Big Ben. Yes, that's where you get the best signal.
I bloody love that series. Like every time I rewatch it,
one of my comfort shows.
It's just like never disappoints.
That and Archer I watched on repeat, especially during my like 5-day labour or whatever it was with the first child. Whatever that marathon was. I've watched them
from the bath.
Have you watched Arrested Development?
No. My brother says I would like it as well.
It's quite funny. It's very early 90s, but it is funny. I've watched that a few times because my partner made me watch it, and then since then I've watched it a few times.
I'm doing a
myself.
Gilmore Girls rewatch at the moment.
I really want to do that.
Yeah. At least once a year I do a Gilmore Girls rewatch.
I usually do it in the autumn.
I started in autumn, but there's just so many of them.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
And there was a joke. I started watching Arrested Development again, so I'm on season 1, and there was a joke in it, and I was like, I never noticed that all the other watches. And that made me chuckle.
New Girl, there's so many little like silly little things they included that are just like Easter eggs that you have to. So I don't know if people like New Girl, but they
should do.
They mention bears in every single episode. There is a bear at some point.
Oh, I need to
episode.
Go on a bear
and once
watch.
you start to look for it, there's all the time. So Max Greenfield, who plays Schmidt, he breaks character all the time if you start to notice them.
Like he laughs, doesn't he, all the time, and it's just him actual laughing.
You know when he Fredo kisses Nick, so when he like kisses him, do you know not one of those was scripted? So every single time like Nick's disgust is genuine.
I love that.
There's loads of little things like that I'm like, oh, love it.
Their first, this is a spoiler, but it's an old show. Their first kiss is like the most romantic kiss I've ever seen.
Oh my god, yeah. Like when he's just like, it should have been like that, and he walks away, and I'm like, and then the next day,
makes me feral.
You know, she's talking to Cece about it, and she's like, yes, I saw through space and time for a second.
Oh, you've got so much saliva on me.
Lovely for mummy. Does she just whack you in the face with her gummy hand?
With her raspberry hands. We've got a TV in, little bub.
Chatty and TD. And also we should have been recording during her nap.
Yes.
Oopsie daisies.
So what was a book you read last year that you would recommend to people?
I'm going to look at the list.
Or I guess
I just spoke the whole list.
Audience.
Hold on. Move
Or I guess
list.
a series.
Okay, if you like fluffy romances, Love Hypothesis. It's pretty good.
I've still not read that.
It's really good.
I've got it on my
You'd
shelf.
enjoy it.
I bought it. I had it gifted to me 2 Christmases ago.
Yeah, you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you like fantasy series I, This is a running joke from the very beginning of the podcast, by the way, because we don't have to say the plural of series. And I just realised we need to reintroduce these just in case.
For new listeners.
Just in case we have new people. The series I. Zodiac Academy. I read all of them in the space of 2 weeks. That's 7 books. And they're not even that short, really.
No, they're like tomes.
Yeah. So I read I was not having a good couple of weeks. I'm not sure I was healthy at that point. No. But it was enjoyable. I had a 4-day weekend where I was cat sitting, so I was in a house by myself, and I literally just read.
It was just the vibe.
I just read for 4 days. I went out and socialised for one evening, but the rest of the time I read. But I read up to the minute the car to pick me up arrived. So that was good. Again, they're a bit cheesy, but just stop taking life so seriously. ACOTAR, I will recommend ACOTAR. Foot Daddy Education. Oh, you know what? I've had very few disappointing reads this year.
That's good.
Like, very few. It was a good year of reading.
You even enjoyed that random shifter thing that I picked.
Yeah.
Random.
Oh my god, we need to talk about it. I never talked about it with you because I think it's when you were on your maternity break. I listened to it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So a curvy girl and shifter romance or something.
So Tony was asking for just recommendations.
I was like, I just want useless
the Audible
smart.
library.
Yeah, in the included library.
And I just searched shifter and then told her the first one that came
and I just like trusted her implicitly and I was like, fine. It was.
I mean, it was a shifter book.
Cheesy.
It wasn't going to be great.
It was
it wasn't going to be like highbrow.
No, it was cheesy as hell, enjoyable. But like the audio, the man's voice in the audio, he's got that really nasally American accent.
Yeah. That
just was so funny especially in the spicy scenes. So funny. Like a lot of these I was like, I'm just listening for pure entertainment value. Listening at work, listening to...
That's what it was like when I listened to I enjoyed the book. I'm fully aware of all of people's complaints about it, and A Merry Little Meet Cute. It was just, I had the physical and I also tandemed it with an audio because I wanted the Christmas vibes. I started it on Christmas Day, but I was like, I can't really listen to audio when we're going to dinner at the grandparents, especially because it's a smutty book. So, I was flicking between two, and the narrators were just brilliant, and they made it just so fun. Yeah. And the main character is a porn star, and from like chapter 1 she's talking about what dildo she's going to pack for a holiday and stuff, and I was like,
it's the ones where they make like the noises, so like he grunts and then they grunt and I'm
they
like,
actually do it.
God, like, or like,
those narrators are having a great time.
You know that there's a TikToker who she's an audiobook narrator and she records herself and posts like spoiler-free sections of stuff.
Yeah.
And like she always does the ones where she has to pause and then she pisses herself laughing. But like A Court of Silver Flames, there's one of the audio narrated scenes of like Cassian in a spicy scene, and it's like, is this good for you? But she's like breathless and like making it sound like she's doing the like,
maybe she actually was like in the recording room.
And it's like so funny, and then people's reactions on TikTok to that sound, so funny.
I need
as
to
well.
I haven't listened to any of the audios. I need to give them a go.
I really want to get the so there's like the normal audios and then there's the live action audios.
No. What?
So there's ones where there's a full cast of actors. There's one voice for Feyre, one voice for Reese. So there's a Cassian, like there's different actors, and they're actually speaking it like a play. But I've heard the sound effects, like basically it's a running joke about the winnowing sound effect.
Oh, what does it sound like?
I don't know, but they were like, everyone's like, it's bad.
Sounds like the TARDIS moving off.
Whatever, I don't know what it is, but I know it's bad because everyone's like, if they ever do make the ACOTAR show, we need to agree that the audiobook winnow sound does not get included.
Yeah, because that show is like in development now, or whatever, isn't it? Or it's been bought.
They've got plenty of material about casting suggestions. Jesus Christ.
So my thing about the ACOTAR is they need to lean into it
the
being
vibe.
cheesy.
Yeah.
So they need to go for like a Riverdale Wednesday Addams vibe, not a taking it seriously vibe. Or it's just not going to work.
I think they need to take it seriously, but not in like, they need to take it the way they've done Six of Crows. Which if you've watched that, if you'd watched that, you'd know what I mean. So Shadow and Bone series on Netflix.
Remember when I was like, I'm going to watch some of these by Christmas? I watched Wednesday, which wasn't even on the list.
You did get through. You got one that I wanted you to watch, Dan.
I watched a lot of films.
What? Why are you willing to sit through a 2-hour film but not 1-hour episodes of things? There's 8 of them.
It's less stressful.
Anyway, how they've done that, because a lot of the humour and the silliness of the Crows is done quite well. And like Jesper being Jesper and stuff. Like that humour, I think if they applied that same approach to Akatar, then it would be good. So if you're listening, studio people...
If you're coming to Super Tiny Podcast for suggestions.
I'm
going to have big boots energy.
Yeah. You as well? Oh, good. Oh, she's going to sleep now. We're finished. That's good. She just literally wanted to be involved for that episode.
Oh, it's teething fun.
Mummy! Play raspberries while she drink. Right. We will join you next week for our 2023 reading hours. Or it might just be a mid-week episode. We'll tell you about our goals at some point.
We're going to try and do a goals episode. Yeah. Baby allowing. All right. Well,
thank you for joining us.
Was that enjoyable? Did you have a good time?
Apparently, baby didn't. Well, she said it's over. I don't know.
Right.
Are you just saying bye?
You say bye-bye?
Bye-bye. Love you as a friend.
We love you. Bye-bye.
Oh, do all of the things of liking us on Instagram and stuff, please.
Yeah, go like our Instagram, Lazy Book Lovers Podcast on Instagram, and we have a website that's gonna be maintained properly soon. If I'm a good girl,
manifesting.
And we're gonna have a YouTube. We're gonna actually post on it.
Yeah,
we've had the YouTube a year, but we plan to post on it now.
This is the year of the stuff happening.
This is the year of us.
Shit happens. Oh my god, no, wait, we'll stop recording.
Alright. That's not for your ears. Bye, guys.